Right at 10, a family trusts a funeral home with their loved one's final arrangements, but investigators say that trust was broken. What investigators say he did. It's the season of giving, but some have their sights set on taking your packages. What you need to do to protect yourself.
We head into the weekend with chilly air in place, what it's going to feel like when you wake up Saturday morning. Live from Tyler, CBS 19 News at 10 starts right now.
A woman and a Lone Star police officer are both recovering after separate dog attacks by the same dog. And tonight, that dog's owner is wanted on a felony charge. Good evening, I'm Brennan Gurley. Police say the woman was outside taking pictures of what she thought was an electric wire stretching from her home to a neighbor's when the dog living there attacked her. Officers tried to find the owner, but she couldn't be reached. When an officer returned days later, he too was attacked. A warrant is now out for Brianna Cantley for attack by dog, a third-degree felony, in addition to theft and multiple animal violations. 2 other men are also cited for rabies violations. Also new tonight, an adult was struck by a car this afternoon in front of an East Texas primary school. Sulphur Springs ISD says the pedestrian was struck on Mockingbird Lane right in front of Bowie Primary. District leaders stress that no students or staff were involved in this crash. The district hasn't released any additional details about that person hit or their condition, but they say that incident happened outside the school and did not impact campus operations. The owner of a Longview funeral home has been indicted, accused of deceiving an elderly woman and misusing thousands of dollars intended for her sister's funeral. This is what we know. This man right here, 32-year-old Joshua Anderson, chairman of Rosewood Funeral Home in Longview, was arrested earlier this week and charged with misapplication of fiduciary property and securing a document by fraud. According to arrest documents, Anderson knowingly and recklessly misapplied funds and is accused of deceiving an elderly woman into signing a document back in 2018. He has since bonded out of the Gregg County Jail. In a statement, the funeral home said they are still open and fully operational and added that their focus remains on maintaining stability and transparency, saying, quote, "Our team continues to provide compassionate professional care each day, and our commitment to serving this community with dignity and respect has not changed," end quote. Well, we're coming to the end of another cold night, and Brett, it's time to turn up the heaters.
Oh, the furnace is going to get a workout overnight for sure. Hopefully you had the heavier coat on tonight if you were out and about. We're at 46 degrees right now. We have a light south wind at 3 miles an hour. That combination of cloudy skies, that light south wind, low level moisture, and this approaching warm front will add up to the possibility that some of us will see some dense fog by tomorrow morning. Look how cold it is over in center. Already at 41 degrees. Marshall's also at 41 degrees. Jacksonville at 45. Henderson at 47. Longview currently at 44. Visibility dropping back here toward Sulphur Springs and Mount Pleasant, down toward Crockett and Groveton. Those are the areas that may see some fog overnight. In fact, a dense fog advisory is in effect from Rains County to Sulphur County, or I should say Hopkins County, on up to the north and to the northwest. Future fog shows the fog spreading in from the northwest all the way down into parts of Smith County by tomorrow morning. Could look a little hazy, gray, and gloomy to start the day, but sunshine by the afternoon, a little warmer, up to 60. Then on Sunday, we've got a cold front coming in. Brisk north winds, chance for some sprinkles, and a cooler high of 56. And as that front moves through, a large area of high pressure builds in behind that. And as we head into Monday, we're looking at a very cold start to the week with temperatures near freezing. Monday afternoon, highs only in the lower 30s. We'll do the near freezing temperatures again Tuesday morning, and then that frontal boundary stalls and we'll see a warm up. In fact, we could make it all the way up close to 70 degrees. Here's your Baylor Scott and White Texas Spot on Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. 60 tomorrow. 51 Sunday morning with a surge of clouds, a couple sprinkles. 56 for the high on Sunday. Look how cold it is Monday morning. 34. We have sunshine in the afternoon. Still a cool day, a high of 53. 33 Tuesday morning, 59 by Tuesday afternoon. Now, if you like warm weather, well, you'll love Wednesday and Thursday. Highs in the upper 60s and low 70s. Another front pushes through Thursday night. We'll watch temperatures tumble back to 64 for a high on Friday, and then back into the 50s the following Saturday.
Continuing coverage now, 2 people are now in custody after an armed robbery targeted an East Texas bank this morning. Deputies say the incident happened around 9:30 at the First State Bank of Ben Wheeler and Edom. Law enforcement quickly issued descriptions of the suspects and their vehicle, leading them to a home in the Ben Wheeler area. There, deputies found a man and a woman matching the descriptions given by bank employees. Both were arrested, and authorities say, fortunately, no one was injured during the incident. A fast-moving threat put Nacogdoches ISD on high alert, ending with one person in custody. District police say there was no danger to any campus now, but officers moved quickly, pulling in DPS and even the FBI to help determine how credible the threat was. They aren't sharing any details, only saying the situation was secured before they had a chance to escalate. District leaders are thanking parents and the community for speaking up, reminding everyone that reporting concerns is key to keeping students safe. It's the most wonderful time of the year because it's the holidays, but it's also a time when thieves, aka porch pirates, are lurking about. Data from security.com shows that billions of dollars in property were lost to porch pirates just last year. Better Business Bureau officials say there are ways to protect your packages from getting stolen. That includes requiring a signature for a package, sending it to your workplace, having a secure package locker, or having a neighbor check for the package.
Unfortunately, that does not stop the porch pirate, but it does help law enforcement to identify these criminals. And so you want to, although there is safety in having that, you have to realize that that is going to be something that helps you after the fact.
Well, people can also ask for specific delivery notes, request a garage delivery, and pay attention to tracking details. A holiday favorite is returning to Tyler next week. Next Monday, December 8th, Rabbi Neil Katz and 8 local musicians will take the stage for the 18th annual Hanukkah Klezmer concert at Congregation Bethel. The concert features klezmer classics with clarinet, violin, accordion, and guitars, what Katz calls Fiddler on the Roof with a Texas flair. And as usual, there is a surprise guest who won't be revealed until showtime. Rabbi Neil Katz says this event is a great way for people to learn more about the Jewish culture.
Everybody who comes there, they love the vibe, they love the messaging, because the messaging is about community, and it's about coming together, and it's not about differences or divides or politics. It's really just being together in a moment of dancing and music and fun.
Well, again, that concert is next Monday at 7 p.m. at True Vine Brewing in Tyler. That event is free for anyone attending. Lufkin Industries is kicking off the holiday season with a longtime East Texas tradition, the lighting of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Pumping Unit.
Welcome to the 59th annual lighting of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Pumping Unit.
Well, tonight marks the 59th year the iconic pumping unit has been transformed into a larger-than-life Christmas display. That event is sponsored by Lufkin Industries and co-sponsored by the city of Lufkin. Hundreds of families gather downtown each year to watch the lighting and enjoy the performances that lead up to it.
And it's just a community event. If you look around, we've got probably hundreds of Lufkinites and maybe even some out-of-towners here to come experience the lighting this year.
Slam that red button.
Organizers say dancers, cheer teams, scout troops, and singers all take the stage before the big moment. Lufkin Industries has been part of this celebration for 59 straight years, a tradition they say reflects the company's pride in the Lufkin community and its heritage. Well, that's all the news for now. Thanks for watching and have a great night. Under the Lights comes your way in 3 minutes.
That's right, folks. Week 4 of playoff action here in Beast, Texas. I still remember when it was the 4th week of the regular season, and here we are.
Yeah, this is the best part of the show when we get to kick this guy out of here and just do all the sports just to ourselves.
We know y'all are waiting.
That's right. Stay with us.
19 and the Children's Miracle Network are coming together for a cause that's close to our hearts.
It's time for Merry Miracles.
Help us bring joy to children in the hospital by purchasing a teddy bear or make a donation to help fund life-saving pediatric equipment and services. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit merry-miracles.com. Spread holiday cheer with CBS19 and the Children's Miracle Network. Together, we can make Merry Miracles happen.
Under the Lights starts now.
Indeed it does. Hey everybody, welcome to Under the Lights. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all to recap Week 4 of Beast Texas playoff football action. Jimmy, quarterfinal contests are just about wrapped up, and we're officially now just a game away from the state finals.
Yeah, well, two games. We got the semifinals and then the finals in Jerry World. Yeah, you got
one game,
yeah.
then the finals.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Wording. Oh, that's on me. Hey, we are in the regional finals, man. Some of these games are teams that haven't made it past this far in like a long time. Then you got teams like Kilgore and Carthage who just seem to be here every single year. And Kilgore,
speaking of Kilgore,
right off the top, let's get into it.
All right, we move over to Huntsville, Vegas, as the Kilgore Bulldogs meet the Fort Bend Crawford Chargers. Two 12-1 teams meeting in the 4th round of the playoffs, picking it up in the first quarter. Bulldogs ball, Kason Brooks gets the snap, looks to throw, but he hands it off instead to Rayshawn Williams, who runs it up the gut. No defenders anywhere in sight. It's a foot race. He goes in untouched. Kilgore up 7-3 at this point, and after a goal line stop, Chargers elect to take the 3 points line up for the field goal. Snap is good, but the kick is blocked at the line and recovered by a Charger, but it doesn't matter. Refs say Bulldogs ball on the 20-yard line. Following the blocked field goal, Kason Brooks calls for the snap, throws a screen to Ja'Kalen Sheffield. He's got space in front of him, and he is eventually forced out of bounds there near midfield. A few plays later in Charger territory, Brooks will hand it off again to Williams, this time following some blockers. He cuts left, moves towards the sideline, and stumbles his way into the end zone. Another touchdown for Kilgore, starting to pile on here. Just before halftime, Chargers with the ball after a 3-and-out. Braylon Fisher rolls to his left, looking to pass to the near sideline, but that's LaKeelion Graves, jumps the route for the Bulldog turnover. Jimmy, you talked about how important LaKeelion Graves was going to be in this game. And wow, I'll just assume he made some more plays there down the stretch, because Kilgore dominates Fort Bend Crawford 30-3, and now Kilgore will play the winner of Davenport and Lavernia.
That fires me up. I love being right, Dan. Let's go to Palestine, Texas. Mount Enterprise taking on the Bremen Tigers. A true battle of the Cats. And look at that. We got some Cats make their way down to Palestine. Tigers strike first. Sam Kozowski drops back, fires to Jeremiah Morgan, and Morgan takes it in for the touchdown. Bremen up early. Mount Enterprise answers immediately. First play of the game. Guess who? Kagan Ash sells the fake, turns the corner. He go! Wildcats get on the board here. Wildcats versus a Tiger. I don't know. What is a Wildcat? We're still trying to figure it out. We're this far in. This lineup for 2, and they get it. Joshua Bennett muscling his way into the end zone. Bremen looking to respond. Kozowski back to Morgan again. It's another Tiger touchdown. They're right back at it. Here we go. Back and forth all night. Wildcat quarterback Joshua Bennett keeping it himself. Diving in for 6. Mount Enterprise rolls the dice for 2 more again. Cash it. Kagan Ash. Well, maybe not. That was a different guy. Tigers loaded up, launching it downfield. Here's Jaden Scott in stride, hauls it in, houses it. They got athletes down in Bremen. And how about the Tigers try for 2? D9! Wildcats standing strong here in the second quarter now. Kagan Ash swing it around the edge and drag down, eventually just short. Look at him coming off the block. They're going to call him out on that one. It sets up the Wildcats perfectly, though, because he takes it in just the next play. Punching it in the end zone. Why not go for 2 again? How about this? Joshua Bennett cruises in. Kickers aren't necessary when you can run it like that. And we're only just getting started. Got a much more back and forth second quarter. We'll have the extended highlights coming on CBS19 Plus. Wow, Bremen knocking Mount Enterprise out 69-67. What a game, but we're not done. Mount Enterprise, Kagan Ash did set the all-time rushing career record in the state of Texas. A crazy accomplishment on a 72-year-old trophy, or 72-year-old record.
Crazy, yeah, and like you said, we'll talk about that a little more on CBS 19 Plus. But down to Lufkin, where the ARP Tigers are storming the field to take on the big bad Newton Eagles. ARP's opening drive here, quarterback Zane Bork rolls to his right, takes off running, picking up about 15 yards along the way, but that drive would end on a fumble, so no dice. On the ensuing drive, the Eagles running back KJ Porter takes the handoff, running all the way down to to the 1-yard line. Thought he would punch it in. However, they would score a touchdown on the next play. 2-point conversion is good, so the Eagles are up 8-0. Next Eagle possession, it's Porter one more time, taking off from midfield, zigzagging through the Tigers and dashing into the end zone. At another 2-point conversion, Eagles up 16-0. But Arp answers back. Bork passes across the middle where Cornelius Pierce makes a great catch and crosses midfield. Same drive now in the second quarter, so we switch directions. Bork hands it off to Josh Smith, bursts up the middle before being dragged down just inside the 10-yard line. And then it's Bork faking the run, slipping the ball to Smith, who zips into the end zone for the touchdown. 2-point conversion was good. So Arp hanging with Newton. It's 16-8 at this point. However, with this next highlight, they're now down 30-8. Bork takes off on the kick return and gets to about midfield to get the Tigers moving. A couple plays later, it'll be Bork again. He hits Smith, bursting up the middle. This time, nobody will catch him. The 2-point conversion fails, though, so the Eagles still up 30-14 at this point. And, well, Jimmy, we talked about it. Newton, one of the best teams in this 3A division, and they down Arp 66-20, but a great season for those Arp Tigers.
Yeah, man, and those Newton teams, man, I don't think anyone touches them. And I'm pretty sure they're led by a freshman quarterback, what I learned, and that Porter kid, I mean, he's got offers to go a few. Texas Tech standing out amongst there. That guy is a 4-star athlete. He's a junior, class of 2027. So they're going to be good for a while. We're just going to have to get used to it in that 3A game.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about kind of the things that stood out, but I feel like the obvious thing, Kilgore, we thought that they would win, they won. Newton, we thought they would win, they won. But Mount Enterprise and Bremen, I mean.
I am very on record thinking that Mount Enterprise was going to take this one all the way to Jerry World. Yeah. And I'm very interested to see how that second quarter went, maybe even a little bit later on in that game, because that is an insane ending and a very good Bremen squad taking on, beating a very good Mount Enterprise squad. And I guess their magical run stops in the regional finals.
Absolutely. And like we said, we'll have those extended highlights in a little bit on CBS19 Plus. We got to take our first break now. When we return, though, we got 2 more heavy hitters for y'all. We're talking Joaquin versus St. Augustine, and of course, Carthage versus Athens. Don't go anywhere. Mic check. Testing. Hey everybody, welcome back into Under the Lights. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all. Jimmy, this was your game. Athens, Carthage. I don't want to waste any time. The people want to see it. Take it away.
You know, before we get started,
please.
I do want to mention something. Before the game, I mentioned the mentalities, how this entire community has been thinking about this game since the clock hit 0 on October 17th when they almost beat Carthage.
The Athens community.
Yes, the Athens community was entirely at this ball game, and you'll see it here in a second. Let's take it down to Rose Stadium in Tyler, Texas. The entire city of Athens arrived for this one, for the rematch and the most packed game that I've seen in the regional finals. These boys were getting after early. Check the hits. They were flying all over the gridiron, and this one's getting on the board first. It's going to be Athens. Javian Taylor pushing his way into the end zone after a solid Athens drive. They get on the board first, lead at 7-0. But look, man, when you got a 5-star, he's going to do 5-star things. Look at him shaking off the tackle with the stiff arm, and he takes this one all the way. Carthage's first touchdown. Didn't get the extra point, though. Then it's the Colorado signee. Actually, after this, the defense started to rise, and it looks like actually we're going to get that highlight a little bit later. Defense really started taking over here. That was Quebec with the slam. Then the turnovers just started to pile on. Jace Harris here. Zoink! I believe you have my property. Look at him. He's going to turn this one all the way upfield for a pretty big chunk before going down. This one, Carthage started going in that direction and quickly. Athens needing something. Goes downfield. David Richardson into the hands of the wrong team. Turnovers hit him. Then it was ups from there. Check the Benny Smith run and check the blocking. High and tight, marching his way downfield before getting chased down and brought down right before making it into the end zone. It set up this short pass. Who is it? It's Mr. Henderson, Junior Henderson, Mississippi State signee, running it up on the Hornets. 63-28 in this one. Carthage moves on to play Brock, and Athens' magical season comes to an end. This is the deepest I think they've gone since 2010, if I'm right. I think I'm right.
Carthage gonna Carthage, though. What are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah, that defense is back. Carthage is, go ahead and get that ring sized up, baby.
Yeah. All right, out in Henderson, Rams fans feeling good with Joaquin up 7-0 here in the first quarter, and it'll get worse right here. St. Augustine snap flies over the quarterback Max Renfro's head. That's Aiden Kilpatrick diving on it, so Rams take over with great field position, and they take advantage immediately. Very next play, the handoff goes to Cooper Bragg, who breaks away from the pack to put Joaquin up 13-0 after the extra point was missed. Wolves not backing down, though, on 4th and short. They got to convert. Renfro dances to pick up first down yardage and a little bit more to keep the drive going. And it's a good thing he did, because later it's the handoff to Andrew Nash, who puts the pedal to the metal, creates separation, breaks free, and finds Pater. Wolves also mixed the extra point, so they're still down 13-6. Rams back on offense, and they do the unthinkable. They complete a pass. Trenton Reynolds lobs it to the tight end, Connor Rios. Nothing comes from it, but worth noting, after Joaquin did not complete a pass all of last week, St. Augustine back to work. Renfro fakes and then gives it, flips it to Tamarian Cartwright, who, and watch the senior's epic journey here, folks, from one sideline all the way to the other, trying to find the end zone. He almost found it, but comes up about 2 yards short. Knocking at the door, though. Wolves burst through here thanks to Nash. Gets second tutty of the half, ties things up at 13. St. Augustine would go up 16-13 after a made field goal. That was the score at halftime. Let's see where we're at right now.
Whoa.
Wow, okay, Joaquin, they pulled away in that second half, and they take it 35-21. They'll play Refugio in the semifinals.
You want to talk about Carthage gonna Carthage. Joaquin's gonna Joaquin, man.
Yeah.
It's the second year in a row that they've done this. And hey, side note, I don't know who's scheming up that San Augustine offense, but it is a fun watch, man. Every time we've had San Augustine highlights, I've had a great time watching them draw up whatever offensive play was going to happen on the screen, and chances are it was a pretty good one. But Joaquin, they are the inevitable. Gotta stop the run.
Aside from that muff snap, I mean, they looked good offensively, but we talked about it. It's kind of hard when Joaquin coming in with the defense, St. Augustine coming in with the offense. Typically, the defense is going to win that battle.
Yeah, going to be a big one. Refugio had a huge win last night. We'll see how that one goes. That's a very good team.
Well, folks, until then, stick around, because we got top plays and we got final thoughts after this last break, so don't go anywhere. Hey folks, welcome back to Under the Lights on CBS 19. Our time has almost reached its end, but Jimmy, we can't let the good people go without showing them the top plays.
Oh yeah, and it's even missing, or it has one that I missed from my Carthage show. So let's get into them right now.
There we go. All right, we got Kilgore first here. Bulldogs ball. Kason Brooks gets the snap, looks to throw, but hands it off to Rayshawn Williams instead, who runs up the gut. No defenders anywhere in sight. It's a foot race. He goes in untouched as Kilgore dominates Fort Bend Crawford 30-3.
Hey, let's get down to that Mount Enterprise game. They answer immediately to a Bremen touchdown. First play of the game. Give it to Ash. Give it to the man who's the all-time career rushing record holder. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. How about that?
That's a top play if I've ever seen it. Two-parter here. Joaquin leading 7-0 early, but things get worse for St. Augustine as the snap flies over the QB Max Renfro's head. Aiden Kilpatrick dives on it. Rams take over with great position, and they take advantage immediately. Literally the next play, the handoff goes to Cooper Bragg, who breaks away from the pack to put Joaquin up 13-0 after they missed the extra point, and of course they would go on to win it.
Let me get a little selfish here. I think this is the best play. How about this? Interception. It's the Colorado signee Carson Crawford jumping the pass, takes it back for 6, and this one really set in motion that Carthage defense, just straight up dominating, and he high-stepped it into the end zone like Deion Sanders himself. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is the time to put on our thinking caps. We do it the best. We do it better than anyone else here in East Texas. And Dan, big old thinking cap on this guy because he's got a big old brain with a lot of great thoughts on the East Texas football.
Well, thank you. But folks, it's a little sad. I want to talk about something a little sad, something that we didn't see coming. Mount Enterprise lost. We haven't seen this all season long. 13-0, obviously, coming into this one. They were playing another undefeated team in Bremen, so it was 13-0 versus 13-0. And, well, we thought, at least I said pregame, if Kagan Ash has the kind of game that he did against Overton where he picks up X amount of yards, we don't know the exact stat, but obviously it was over 225 because that's what he needed to break the record. I thought if he had that kind of game, if he put on that kind of performance, the Wildcats would win it. I was wrong, but still want to spotlight just the unbelievable season as a whole for Kagan Ash, Texas's all-time single-season rushing leader. Incredible.
I'm going to go in the direction of Carthage because if there is one thing that we were like, hey, maybe something will be the weakness of Carthage, it was the defense. And let me tell you, they were the star tonight against an offense that has been dominating and hanging with every single defense that we've seen play this offseason or this postseason. Carthage, let me tell you about Quebec. Let me tell you about Carson Crawford. Both of those guys were all over the field, all in the backfield, all game long. And you want to talk about the mentality thing. Quebec was sitting on the bicycle on the sideline between reps, just fuming, man. You should see the steam coming off his head. He was locked in. He said, that quarterback is mine. And then he did something like that to him all game long.
Yeah, that Carthage Bulldog mentality. Can't beat it. Folks, we got to throw things over to CBS 19 Plus now. We got more highlights. So we'll see you there. Dallas, Texas, and welcome into Under the Lights Late Night Edition. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all recapping Week 4 of playoff action here in Beast, Texas. And Jimmy, right off the rip, we were given a false score.
Yeah, we were given some bad information.
Yeah.
How about that, man? Mount Enterprise actually won their football game. Was it 64-58?
I believe so.
Crazy game. And if what I'm seeing is true, and I'm seeing some things saying Kagan Ash rushed for over 500 yards.
That's absurd.
You won't find people rushing for 500 yards on a single season. If I can get taken on this camera for me, please, real quick. Please. Because if you look at that Bremen team, are we not? Okay, yeah. If we look at that Bremen team, it's not like, oh, it's two-way football where these are just little guys. You know, like maybe not the top athletes. That is a team full of big dogs, man. That is a team full of big athletes who can play. So don't tell me that it's just two-way ball and try to, move this record to the side, because Kagan Ash deserves all of his flowers.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Texas Tech commit. It's not like he's, going to some little school somewhere.
Yeah, they tried doing the same thing with Terry Bussey. When he was kicking butt down there in Timpson, they were like, oh, this guy's just playing two-way football. Let's write that off, all those records and all the things that he did down there. But no, this is a good team, and you'll find big dogs everywhere in East Texas, everywhere in Texas, period. Don't write it off because it's two-way ball.
Hey, and remember, we got extended highlights from that Mount Enterprise game. We got about 3 minutes and 40 seconds worth of highlights. Jimmy, you got those. I got Kilgore Fort Bend Crawford here in Hunts, Vegas, as the Kilgore Bulldogs meet the Fort Bend Crawford Chargers, two 12-1 teams meeting in the fourth round of these playoffs. We pick things up in the first quarter. Bulldogs with possession. Kason Brooks with the snap. Looks to throw, instead hands it off to Rayshawn Williams, who runs it up the gut. No defenders anywhere in sight. It's a foot race. He wins it. Untouched. Kilgore up 7-3 at this point. And after a goal line stop, Chargers elect to take the 3 points. They line it up. The snap's good, but the kick is blocked at the line. Recovered by a Charger, but it don't matter. Refs say Bulldogs ball on the 20-yard line. Following that blocked field goal, Kason Brooks calls for the snap, throws a screen pass to Ja'Kalen Sheffield. He's got space in front of him, eventually being forced out of bounds there around midfield. A few plays later in Charger territory, Brooks will hand it off to Williams again. This time, Williams following some blockers, cuts left, moves towards the sideline, and stumbles his way into the end zone to put Kilgore even further into the lead just before halftime. Chargers with the ball now, and after a 3-and-out, Braylon Fisher rolls to his left, looks to pass to the near sideline, but LaKelion Graves jumps the route for the turnover. First half, all Bulldogs up 16-3, and they would keep on keeping on in that second half. Kilgore takes down Fort Bend Crawford 30-3, and they'll play the winner of Davenport and Lavernia.
The East Texas Travis Hunter. How about that? All over the field, shut it down, got what he needed to do. All right, Dan. Let me clear my throat.
Some water or something?
Yeah, I got 4 minutes of highlights. Palestine, Texas, Mount Enterprise, Bremen, a battle of the Cats in the regional finals. Let's get into it. Tigers strike first. Sam Kozowski drops back, finds Jeremiah Morgan. Morgan over the line. That's good for 6 points. How about Mount Enterprise? Answering right away. Didn't take long. Kagan Ash sells the fake in the first play of the game. Hits a corner and just does not look back. Little cut there.
Tiptoeing on the sideline.
Into the end zone.
He's powerful.
Kagan.
He's nimble.
He does what he needs to do. Didn't stop there. They go for 2. Joshua Bennett powers it in, baby. Bremen strikes right back. Kozowski to Morgan again. Tigers try this one right back up. It's a track meet from here on out. Kagan Ash takes the handoff, tiptoes down the sideline, breaks free. Kid's got to balance like a ballerina. Huge game. And here's Bennett keeping it to himself. You know they love to go to him when they're on the goal line. How about this one afterwards? Mount Enterprise going for 2. They love to do it. They just forget the kicker. When you can run it like this, man, go for 2 every time. Bremen fires back. Kozowski launches it deep. Hits Jaden Scott in stride. Can't ask for a more in-stride pass than that one. In there for the touchdown. How about a 2-pointer? No, sir. Wildcats deny the Tigers this one. Into the second quarter, Ash swings wide, breaks down, and just hits the outside corner before getting pushed out of bounds and barely, and I mean barely, it sets up the finish. head down, plowing into the end zone. I wouldn't want to get in front of that kid either.
Absolutely not.
And of course, they go for 2. There is no kickers in Mount Enterprise. I looked for one when I was down there, and I couldn't find one. Kagan Ash, though, he's everywhere. Here, that's where the fun begins. Let's go to the second half. Bremen, onside kick for Mount Enterprise. They ended up getting a huge memento switch. Keegan Ash back to it, fighting his way. I've never seen a guy just go, I want to go this way now. Oh, there's guys over there. I'm just going to keep on going, somersaulting his way down in front of the goal line. Wildcats grind it in. And it's Kagan Ash, big surprise. He just breaks the play in there. And yes, they go for 2 it again. Bennett brings it home, as they always do. I mean, the formula seems pretty straightforward there. And then they go for another onside kick. Tanner Wilbur jumps on it. Mount Enterprise takes over. And for the first time all night, Mount Enterprise passes the ball to Kagan Ash. Big surprise. He can catch it. He can run it. What can the kid not do? Tigers try to stop the bleeding. Kozowski to Morgan once more. And he pulls his way through the tackle to Jace Webb, or Jace Webb makes his way into the end zone. And they go for 2. Same duo. This one is also good. It's Mount Enterprise, so they say not so fast. They pass it again to Kagan Ash. Again, no safety help. And he takes it into the end zone. And does he get tired? Do you think he's tired at this point? Look at all the stickers on his helmet. Here's the Tigers answering the run the touchdown. Tank Scott, they get one in of their own. They try for 2, but the good Tiger duo does it again. How about that? The Wildcats keep on rolling. Kagan Ash around the edge again. Look, this kid is like a 99 overall. He's jogging. That is a jog. That was a jog. Maybe he's tired. He might have had 500 yards tonight. Maybe that stat was accurate. And if you take those stickers and you took one, those could be each 100-yard games. Those could be probably 200 yards games. And big surprise, they went for 2, because why not? That's what they do there in Mount Enterprise. We still aren't done at halftime. Mount Enterprise led 52-36. Okay, we might be done. And I guess
there's the real score. There's the real one.
They fooled us. Our information wasn't great. We thought that Mount Enterprise actually lost this game initially. I guess they won it 64-58 over Bremen, a good Bremen squad. And the record is just going to get even more ridiculous as we continue on. My state champ prediction survives.
Incredible game, incredible highlights, and incredible job there, Jimmy.
Thank you.
4 minutes. I am impressed. Let's go down to Lufkin, where the ARP Tigers are storming the field to take on those big, bad Newton Eagles. ARP's opening drive here. Quarterback Zane Bork rolls to his right, takes off running, picks up about 15 yards, first down and more, but this drive would end on a fumble. No dice on the ensuing drive. The Eagles running back KJ Porter takes the handoff. He'll run all the way to the 1-yard line, and that would lead to a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, so the Eagles are up 8-0. Next Eagle possessions, Porter one more time taking off from midfield, zigzagging through the Tigers and dashing into the end zone. Had another 2-point conversion, put the Eagles up 16-0. But ARP answers. Quarterback Bork passes across the middle where Cornelius Pierce makes a great catch across midfield. Same drive now, second quarter, so we switch sides. Bork hands it off to Josh Smith, who bursts through the middle before being dragged down just inside that 10-yard line. This time it's Bork faking the run, slipping the ball to Smith, who zips into the end zone for the touchdown. 2-point conversion was good. Everybody's going for 2 tonight. Newton up 16-8 at this point, but later on, it's 30-8. ARP's Bork takes it off the kickoff and runs to about midfield before being forced out of bounds. A few plays later, Bork hands to Smith again. He bursts up the middle, and this time nobody is going to catch him. 2-point conversion fails this time, so the Eagles are up 13-14 still, and well, didn't get a whole lot better after that. Let's check out that final score. There it is. Newton 66-20 over ARP. They'll play Tidehaven or East Bernard.
You know, that one's not fair because Newton is a purple team and they're playing in Lufkin, who is another purple team. That is basically a home game.
Someone should look into that.
Meaning they get a stat boost. That's not fair. ARP, great season for the ARP Tigers, who pushed their way through ups and downs. A lot of ups. Great season for them. Take me down to Rose Stadium. This was a great season. Speaking of Athens, rematch we've been waiting for weeks against Carthage. This is one we've been dying to see. The boys were getting after it in this one. Hard hitting, 0 punches pulled. You saw it right there. Athens getting on the board first, though. It's Javian Taylor making his way into the end zone, plowing through a few tackles, barely inching over the line. Athens takes an early lead, but you know what? The 5-star is going to do 5-star things. KJ Edwards got an inch. He took a mile, gets in the hard way. Carthage, first touchdown of the night. All of a sudden, that crowd was quiet, but it's the Colorado signee erupting the other side of the field. Carson Crawford jumps it, high steps to the end zone, takes it back for 6. Carthage grabs their first lead of the night, and it would stay that way. The defense really started getting going from here. Watch this Quebec hit. Grabs him, power slam. Look at that. That did not feel good. He was fired up all night long. Turnovers beginning to pile on after that. Jace Harris is going to read this pass perfectly. Richardson flushed out of the pocket, hesitates a little bit, tries to force it. This one ends up getting returned for a big-time chunk, and he goes down right before he took it to the house. Athens needing something, and they look downfield, and another turnover happens instead. This one just kept on piling on. It set up this huge run from Benny Smith. Check the blocking. It is perfect. Carthage showed up tonight in a perfect fashion. Smith is going to get stopped here before he reaches the end zone. This one ends up going into Junior Henderson, the Mississippi signee who signed just this last Thursday as Carthage. Looked as good as Carthage could possibly look tonight. Offense, defense, special teams. Shout out to the Carthage Bulldogs, and they look like they could start getting those rings sized up right about now. They got to play Brock next week. And I will not pick against them. No, you can put the Dallas Cowboys out there. I'm picking the Carthage Bulldogs.
Yeah, agree. All right. Last but not least, out in Henderson, Rams fans feeling good with Joaquin up 7-0 in the first quarter, and it'll get worse for St. Augustine from here as the snap flies over the quarterback Max Renfro's head. It's Aiden Kilpatrick diving on it, so Rams take over with great field position, and they take advantage immediately. Very next play, the handoff goes to Cooper Bragg, breaks away from the pack to put Joaquin up 13-0 after the extra point was missed. That's why everyone's going for 2, because when you go for the extra point, it just misses anyway. Who cares? Wolves not backing down, though, on 4th and short. They got to convert. Renfro dances, picking up first down yardage and a little bit more to keep the drive going, and it's a good thing he did, because later it's a handoff to Andrew Nash, who puts the pedal to the metal, breaks free, finds Pater. Wolves also makes the extra point. See what I'm talking about? But they're still down 13-6 at this point. Rams back on offense, doing the unthinkable, completing a pass. Trenton Reynolds lobs it to the tight end, Connor Rios. Nothing comes from it, but worth noting because Joaquin did not complete a pass all last week. St. Augustine back to work, though. Renfro fakes again and then flips it out to Tamarian Cartwright. Watch the senior's epic journey here from one sideline to the other. I see him coming my way. I'm like, come on, buddy. The end zone's right there. Oh, dragged down at the 2-yard line. Knock it out the door. Wolves burst through here thanks to Nash. Kid's second tutty of the half. Ties things up at 13. St. Augustine would go into the half up 16-13 after a made field goal. But in that second half, the Rams, I don't know what kind of sound. I don't know what kind of sound
I don't know. They're not known for their noises.
They made a big sound, whatever it was. It was loud and it was powerful. And they win it 35-24. How about it?
Big week, big weekend, big Friday night here, round 4 of the playoffs. And Dan, I do have something that I want to say.
Please.
These playoffs, we're always traveling. You know what I mean? We're always playing teams that maybe we don't see all the time,
right.
And we're always going 3 hours to Waco or going to Dallas. But it's something special to happen tonight. We had a game in our backyard with 2 teams that really are East Texas. Carthage, Athens, that's East Texas. And I kept calling this game a love letter to East Texas football fans because this game was special for us. I haven't seen a whole community like I've seen tonight come out for a football game. Let me tell you, Rose Stadium, I got an estimate early on. They said, we'll probably have around 8,000 people. I got a text from that same guy saying, I undersold heavily. The entire place was packed. I talked to some of the Athens fans. They said getting out of Athens 2 hours before the game was the toughest thing he's ever done in the drive to Texas. And that's not even talking about the Carthage fans, because Carthage fans always travel well. They're used to it at this point. And they packed out that side of the stadium as well. And one thing I love about the way Carthage fans travel is that they really don't have a student section. You know, the other teams, they have student sections. Carthage comes with families, because that's what this is to them. This is a community football team, the same way, you know, they have the Dallas Cowboys fans, the same way people root for the Texas Longhorns, people root for the Athens Hornets and the Carthage Bulldogs. And it's really special that we got to have one of our own tonight that was better than any environment in the state of Texas. I would put all of my money on it.
Yeah, like you said, it's bigger than just football all across the state, all across East Texas. So we are lucky that we got that game right here in Tyler in Rose Stadium. All right, we got some top plays here. Let's go out to Kilgore Bulldogs ball here. Kason Brooks gets the snap, looks to throw, but wait, hands it off instead to Rayshawn Williams. Runs it up the gut. No defenders anywhere in sight. It is a foot race, and he'll go in untouched. I got two in a row here. This is a two-parter, this next one. Joaquin leading 7-0 early, and things will get worse for San Augustine as the snap flies over the quarterback Max Renfro's head. Aiden Kilpatrick dives on it, so the Rams take over with great field position, and they take advantage immediately. Very next play, handoff goes to Cooper Bragg, who breaks away from the pack to put Joaquin up 13-0 after a mixed extra point, and Joaquin would roll to victory.
Man, I watched this kid sign just 2 days ago. Let me get it to the man, Carson Crawford. I posted this. Man, I got a ton of Colorado fans on my Twitter, and they love the high step into the end zone, man. Can I talk as a Colorado fan, as a Colorado Buff? Dude, I'm so fired up to have this guy on the squad. Buffs are getting a good one in Carson Crawford. He plays mean, and he plays successfully. How about this one? And do I get a two-parter too? Do I get another one after this? Oh, look at Dan hogging all the highlights.
I don't know where the Mount Enterprise one went. It was in there.
It was probably Kagan Ash doing this.
Yeah, literally. I'm sure it was
Touchdown.
Kagan Ash bursting away for like an 80-yard touchdown run.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Oh, let me guess. Oh, yeah, it's Kagan Ash. Oh, let me guess. He goes for a touchdown. Oh, one missed tackle, two missed tackles, and another attempt at a missed tackle. How about that? Kagan Ash I think that was the first play of the game.
I was going to say, you could just probably put any of his touchdowns. I mean, watching those extended highlights, you were talking, but my jaw was just like, I mean,
like I said,
unbelievable.
Those stickers on his helmet, one of them could be for each 100 yards that he's had this year, maybe as a career. Dude, and the craziest thing is, like I was in the story that I did on him for the Player of the Week. Mm-hmm. He's wearing Superman shoes. Those are hand-me-down cleats. Those are hand-me-down cleats that he had from a running back that gave it to him that he's learned under his freshman year, dude. It's kind of special, you know?
Yeah.
They must
speaks to that kind of community aspect to all this,
you know,
right?
We're all just borrowing, and, you know, we're all just coming together and having a good time. There's Superman cleats, and he's playing like Superman out there, and I'm willing to bet they're molded perfectly. They got to be broken in at this point.
He's like some kind of combination of Superman and the Flash.
Exactly. He just doesn't go down.
He's unstoppable. All right, let's look back at all these scores. Only 5 games to show y'all, but let's look back at these scores. Kilgore beat Fort Bend Crawford 30-3. Mount Enterprise did beat Bremen. It did happen. They did not lose. They win 64-58. Newton takes down ARP 66-20. Great season for the Tigers. Carthage over Athens 63-28. And Joaquin, in a strong second half, beats San Augustine. They were losing 16-13 at the break, and they win it in the end 35-24.
Back-to-back seasons for Joaquin, making it to the state semifinals. Back-to-back seasons for entering the playoffs in the bottom half of their district. They just turn it on. Now, what are they doing the rest of the season?
Start, they're like, all right, I guess we'll start.
Like, what are they doing through the other, 10 games that they got going on?
They're like, we'll just get there. We'll figure it out after that. It's fine.
Whatever works, man. Whatever works. They got gold balls.
Yeah, whatever works. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us here on Under the Lights. Make sure you come back next week. State semifinals. Can you believe it? We'll be here. Join us.